Hi everyone, it's Kai. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to a brand new video. And in today's video we're going to be completing a shell challenge that is hosted by Simmerkhai, who is a very talented simmer. I believe she does more of CAS creations and CAS poses than building, but she came up with this shell challenge to celebrate 2,000 followers on Instagram. So congratulations Erica for 2,000 followers on Instagram. And this video I think is the second video of a shell challenge for this week. I didn't really have time to build last week, so forgive me for that, but I will be sure to build more and more in these coming few weeks, hopefully. But this shell challenge was really challenging. The shell structure is very challenging and it has like its own like zigzags and turns, and it was very challenging and I couldn't really figure out the floor plan of it or how I wanted to style this build. But this ends up being a small modern family home fitted for up to 4 Sims. So you can download it on the gallery if you want to under my ID, which is simmerkhai, and also you can download the tree files in my Patreon page, which is linked down in the description box below. I really hope that you guys will like this build as much as I did completing the shell. It was a very tough shell, like I said, and I like halfway through like every step, like decorating the interior and exterior and whatnot, I really had a hard time figuring out what to put and how to put things. But in the end I think it turns out really well, so yeah, hopefully you guys will like it as well. At first I wanted to go for some kind of like modern or mid-century style and either it was modern, mid-century style, or modern suburban or suburban. But in the end, since I was looking at the structure and I thought like it has a lot of like weird shapes and weird corners and stuff, I figured that the most suitable type of build would have to be like a modern style build. But I decided to make it a modern suburban instead of a modern build because I feel like modern suburbans are more of my comfort zone. Although initially I wanted to kind of make it a like modern build with like squares and stuff, with square ceilings and square roofs and not so much of V-shaped roofs. But I really like how it turned out, and surprisingly I could finish this challenge in like a short time. Usually when I have like to deal with like weird floor plans or complex ones, it would take me maybe 2 or 3 days to like complete a build that has that properties, but surprisingly for this build it ends up being built completely under 1 day or so. So it was really surprising for me. But this house also ends up having 2 bedrooms, in which one of them belongs to a couple of parents and the other one belongs to their kids who are siblings, of course. I didn't really picture the personalities of the Sims that I had in mind for this build, although I just pictured that it consists of like parents, a couple of parents and their 2 daughters, I guess. Because in the end for the kids bedroom it ends up being very feminine and pink, so I guess you can call it like 2 parents and also 2 daughters. But you can always like change it up if you want to when you download this build. And I play tested this build. Fortunately everything works really fine, everything is functional, and I kind of also wanted to decorate the interior not so cluttered and stuff, so it ends up being quite spacious and quite functional as well. I also decided to use this pathway rocks that are from the debug menu of the base game because I really like how it looks like and playing around with the sizes of them to make it look like a path that it is coming out of the main entrance and then leading into the garden. I really like the contrast of the stone paths, as well as the concept of the whole build, which is kind of modern. So it is a pretty nice build if you ask me. But the backyard of this house also ends up being very simple. I just decided to add in like an umbrella table, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Although initially I wanted to include like a pool, but I guess I didn't go with that idea because I really wanted to include these stone paths that really look nice. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this build, if you like it or not, down in the comments below. And like I said, if you want to download it on the gallery, you can do so under my ID, which is simmerkhai. And if you have any build requests that you want me to do, please feel free to like comment also if you want, or you can also like personally message me on Instagram or Twitter, anything that is reachable for you. But anyways, for the landscaping, it is pretty simple landscaping. I just added in like hedges and bushes and stuff like that around the premises of the house, and like make it look like it's grown between the house and also the back part of the house. And we are moving on to the interior part of this build. As you can see, the floor plan has already been figured out. I decided to do this off camera because it was more, I guess, efficient for me, because I really couldn't figure out the floor plan that I wanted to go for when I was like figuring out the floor plan. So I decided not to include it in the video since it would take up a lot of time, in my opinion. But this area over here is going to be where the kitchen is, and it ends up being like a kitchen slash dining room. So the dining table ends up being in the kitchen and not having its own separate room. So yeah, it is just a simple kitchen with a dining room and kind of like an open floor concept, I guess, because like in front of the kitchen and dining room is going to be where the living room is. So it ends up being kind of like an open floor concept floor plan for this build. But for the upstairs area, I am not too sure what I did. I completely forgot, honestly. But I decided to like decorate it like with modern stuff as well. As you can see, there is the industrial table that is from the industrial loft kit, and it is surprisingly a bar table that can be used as a dining table. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is my first time using that table as a dining table. I've never used it in any other of my builds. But I really like how it looks like when I put it here, because it has like a very modern kitchen behind it. And I also ended up adding that wall decoration from the bowling night stuff pack, which is pretty big and huge. And I thought that it would look perfect since it has like this retro vibe going on with a lot of lighting between the frames and stuff. So I really like the look of it. And then over here is going to be where the living room is, which is actually one of my favorite parts of this build. I really like how this living room turned out, and at first I was having a tough time figuring out what kind of sofas I wanted to go with for this living room. But in the end, I think I went with the ones that are from the Get Famous pack, which I also rarely use. It is a pretty big sofa. I think that's why I don't use it often, and it ends up taking like a lot of space. But this living room anyways is spacious, so like it fit perfectly for this living room in my opinion. I also decided to add in some plants and whatnot, some clutter and just a lot of like modern related items, and also added in a yellow lava lamp, which I really like. I really like the look of it, and the other tones of the lava lamp didn't really suit the vibe of this build that I was going for. So I chose the yellow color because it makes the room look more lighted up and more warm and friendly, and yeah, something along the lines of that. But anyways, this house ends up also having 2 bathrooms, and they are both full bathrooms, surprisingly. I guess you can turn one of them into like a utility room if you want to, because there is no guest bedroom in this build for the ground floor. And usually what I picture when doing that is I picture a guest bedroom on the ground floor having its own bathroom, but this build ends up being only having a guest bathroom with no guest bedroom. So it's a pretty weird combination. But over here is where the lounge area is, and also a mini library. I actually wanted to add in like a study table, but I didn't end up doing so. I'm not so sure why I left it out. Maybe I forgot or something. But if you want to include a study table, you can definitely fit it in like that lounge area just now, or one of the rooms also. But over here is going to be the shared bathroom between the kids' bedroom and also the parents' bedroom. And initially I think I wanted to go for just a single bedroom house, but in the end I was like, you know, you can fit in another bedroom in here, so why not we just fit in another bedroom and make it a family home. So that's what I did over here. And then this is going to be where the parents' bedroom are. It ends up being very simply decorated, and there wasn't a lot of space for me to include other stuff like I don't know, like decorations and stuff. So I just ended up adding like a wardrobe and a mirror. And then over here is going to be where the kids' bedroom is. So it ends up being filled in with 2 bunk beds and also an activities table and just some toys and stuff, because I pictured that the daughters that have this room, they're not so grown up, they're just maybe preteens or something. But we are going to be moving on to the back part of the house where the activities place are. It ends up having just a simple dining table at the outdoor place, and then just an umbrella table and also some planter boxes in the end. Initially, also I wanted to include a hot tub, but I didn't end up doing so because it didn't look right for this type of home. But yeah, that's basically it for the whole house. I really hope that you guys will like this build. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And I hope to talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!